Count Orlok, as depicted in Robert Eggers' Nosferatu, has deeper ties to Eastern European folklore than previously assumed. According to Eggers, Orlok is a Solomonar, a figure from Romanian mythology known for their mastery of black magic and even dragon riding. This revelation suggests that Orlok's supernatural abilities extend far beyond traditional vampirism, placing him among the most powerful and ancient of undead beings. The Scholomance is a legendary school of black magic, often described as being hidden deep within the Carpathian Mountains. It is said to be run by the devil himself, where 13 pupils are taught forbidden knowledge, including the language of animals and weather manipulation. One graduate, chosen by the devil, becomes a weather maker, responsible for controlling storms and riding a balar, a dragon-like creature. Orlok's affiliation with the Scholomance would explain his unnatural command over the elements and his resistance to conventional vampire weaknesses. In folklore, the Solomonari, the graduates of this school, are known for their ability to summon rain, unleash hailstorms, and ride dragons to enforce their will upon the world. As a former Solomonar, Orlok would have been trained in the art of dragon riding, a defining trait of these legendary Romanian sorcerers. The dragons associated with the Solomonari are typically Zmai or Balori, mythical serpent-like creatures that vary in size and strength depending on the legend. The Zmu is often depicted as a winged, fire-breathing creature similar to Western dragons, while the Balor is a more distinct, multi-headed serpent-like beast that lacks wings but possesses immense power. In Romanian folklore, Solomonari would ride these creatures through the sky, using their supernatural influence to command storms, summon lightning, and bring devastation upon the lands below. This mastery over nature made them both feared and respected figures, as they could bring either prosperity through rainfall or destruction through unrelenting hail and tempests. Solomonari are typically described as tall, red-haired figures, clad in long white robes or tattered garments made from patches of fabric. They were believed to live in complete isolation for years, either in caves, deep forests, or even hidden mountain sanctuaries where they studied the ancient arts. Their time spent away from society was essential, as it allowed them to master their craft before re-entering civilization in disguise. When they did return, they often wandered among common folk posing as beggars, testing the generosity of those they encountered. Those who treated them with kindness were spared, while those who showed cruelty or indifference risked invoking the wrath of the dragon-riding Stormbringer. This aspect of the legend closely aligns with Orlok's predatory nature, as he enters towns in search of victims, while maintaining an outwardly weak and decrepit appearance, only revealing his full power when the moment is right. A significant element of the Solomonari myth is the belief that their dragons remain hidden within remote mountain lakes, lying dormant until their master calls upon them. This is often described in relation to deep, bottomless waters, where the dragon slumbers, bound by ancient magic, until it is summoned to the surface. The Solomonari would awaken their mount using a golden bridle or reins, which allowed them to exert control over the massive creatures. Some accounts state that only the most powerful among them had the strength to subdue a dragon, reinforcing the idea that Orlok's past as a Solomonar granted him exceptional abilities that extended beyond ordinary vampirism. This detail parallels Orlok's long periods of dormancy in Nosferatu, where he remains hidden in darkness, waiting for the right circumstances to emerge. Just as the Solomonari's dragon awakens only when its rider commands it, Orlok's reappearance is not random. It is dictated by ancient, supernatural forces. Another key trait of the Solomonari was their ability to manipulate the weather, a power that often made them objects of suspicion and fear among rural communities. By summoning winds, controlling rainfall, and calling down destructive hailstorms, they held the ability to either bless or curse a village, deciding the fate of its harvests and livelihood. Farmers and townsfolk often believed that droughts or sudden storms were the result of a Solomonar's displeasure, and various rituals were performed in hopes of appeasing them. Additionally, some versions of the Solomonari legend depict them as possessing forbidden knowledge, particularly the ability to speak the language of animals and communicate with spirits. This aspect further strengthens Orlok's status as more than just an undead creature. His abilities go beyond traditional vampire lore and delve into the realm of ancient sorcery. The presence of rats and other creatures in Nosferatu has long been associated with Orlok's influence, but through the lens of the Solomonary myth, it takes on a deeper meaning. It suggests that Orlok is not merely using these creatures instinctively, but is actively controlling them through an ancient, magical connection, one that predates his transformation into a vampire. In this way, Orlok's vampiric hunger for blood may be interpreted as the final evolution of his past existence as a sorcerer. The Solomonari were often described as having an insatiable hunger, not for food, but for knowledge and power. They sought to master the secrets of nature and the supernatural, often at great personal cost. In Orlok's case, his shift from sorcerer to vampire may not have been accidental, but rather a calculated step in his pursuit of ultimate power and immortality. Just as the Solomonari wielded the elements to control the fate of mortals, Orlok now feeds directly on life itself, no longer content with simply influencing nature. He has become a force of death that sustains itself through the consumption of human vitality. In Stoker's Dracula, there is a reference to the Scholomance, where it is stated that Dracula himself may have attended this school and learned the dark arts. Eggers' reinterpretation of Orlok appears to expand on this idea, cementing him as a powerful sorcerer who took his knowledge to its ultimate extreme, achieving immortality through vampirism. With Eggers confirming that Orlok is a Solomonar, his history as a dragon rider and stormcaller can be considered canon within the film's mythology. This positions him as a uniquely formidable vampire, blending supernatural sorcery with the abilities of the undead. So what do you make of these revelations? Please leave a comment below. Also, check out the I'm Fine t-shirt in our store, the perfect gift for sci-fi fans. Until next time, stay frosty and alert.